So welcome back to another Unity tutorial, and you've been asking me how shaders work in Unity and how to use them. Originally, shaders used to be small programs that run on your graphics card exclusively, but nowadays things are a bit different, and one thing you have to do in order to be able to use shaders in Unity is to set up the right render pipeline. So let's take a look right into Unity. But before we start, please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And now in Unity, the first thing you have to do is to open the package manager, switch to Unity registry, search for render, and install the universal render pipeline. And now if you want to use it, you simply have to create a new URP asset right here, and then in your project settings, attach it right here. And if you now create a cube, you'll see that things already look a bit different. Now let's create our first shader, which you can find right here. Create a new material format, and let's attach it to our cube. And with these shader graphs, we can now take a look inside them by double-clicking. And now let's say we want to create a shader that makes our cube look lighter. The higher my distance to it. So I'm going to do a right click, create node, and now get our cube's position, like that. And what I first want to calculate is the distance between our cube and our camera. And I want to have a special color to it, like this one. So what we have to do now is to multiply our distance with our color, then insert it into our material. And as you can see, it's already working. But since I find this one a little bit too bright, I want to multiply this one with like 0.1, and that's it. So make sure to click save, and let's see how this one looks like. And as you can see, our newly created shader just worked pretty well. But now as soon as I create a second block, I would have to create an entirely new shader if I want this one to be red, for example. And now one way to handle this is to introduce variables to your shader. So for example, let's create one for our color. Click on this plus and color. I'm going to use this one as my default value and drag this one right here. I want to make this one a variable as well. So let's create a new float and set this one right here. And now as soon as I create a new material and attach it to my new cube, there's indeed some parameters in my inspector. So I'm going to change this one to red and decrease that as well. And if we take a look at the result, that's exactly what we wanted, with very little work to do. And by the way, if you want to invert our effect, you can just subtract this one using a subtract node between these two. And don't worry, you don't have to copy this shader by yourself, as I will put it in the description for you. And I'm going to upload this entire Unity project to my Patreon as well. So if you want to learn how scriptable objects like these work, please check out the video and have a nice one.